rabbits up here and order some more hay for all the rabbits. Hi, hope y'all are doing well. Hope you're able to join me. I pushed this back to this time, by the way, partially so I can get sleep in between this and my morning stream, but also because I had good luck, I don't know, about 3 or 4 months ago with people coming at this time with this particular game. So I'm hoping that it will shape up again at some point. Now, let's hit the continue button. While there's nobody in here, I'm going to grab me some cappuccino, and I will be right back. And I will warn you about someone who tried to scam me today. I have a nose for scammers, it's unbelievable. So, as I said, let me get something here to drink. A little bit earlier, it wasn't a lot, but it was something. Darcy? He's also already gone to bed, he doesn't feel well. Oh, tea. That will be fine. Water was boiling hot when I came up. Hopefully it's still warm, and hopefully by the time I get back, someone will be in the stream. And if not, we're going to start anyhow, because I always post this to my YouTube channel. The edification of people there. I don't get a lot of views, you know, I'm one of those small channels. And what I've found is that a lot of people who get shown these videos don't want to take the chance of watching the video if other people haven't watched it first. People are such herd creatures. Seriously. Moo. It's unbelievable. You should take a chance, watch something yourself. Make up your own mind. Now, where were we? We were going to go get Lord Rhetoric. That was my promise to you. Oh, before we do, we were waiting on an event here. Stimmt. 3 days, in essence. This is going to, so let's not go after Lord Rhetoric just yet. And it won't let me do this because there's nobody hanging out here. We're building something at the moment that's going to upgrade our security. I think we should wait till after that's done to auto-resolve the fight. Ooh, tea. So rabbits are all fed all the way around. That's good for me because that means when I'm done, I can go and fall into my bed. What I can do, if there is a desire for it, is to, we've been all around these things, this thing, let's get onto the stairs, is to just stream once a day and set it earlier in the morning so that I'm catching the Americans and stuff. The thing is that I sometimes get Brits in here as well, and people from a variety of countries actually. But of course if I stream once a day, then I would stream longer. So we'll see. When I look at the statistics, it looks to me like the games that I stream, the bulk of the people who watch them, we had that really horrific fight here, remember? Are on in what is the middle of the night for me, which sucks for me. I love living in Europe, but the time zone difference is kind of brutal. These cracked eggshells are leathery but brittle. Most of them have been trampled into fine dust, stamped with tiny clawed footprints. So we have discovered the stairs down. yips. Yip yips are not a problem. I don't have my reader on, I just noticed. That's okay though, I'm going to leave it off. I can see the chat right here. If you write something in the chat, please be patient because there is a slight delay between this and the Twitch. As a matter of fact, I should turn the Twitch on. Check that my stream is streaming properly. Just a second, I want to make sure because I can see that my stream is streaming properly, that you can see. Very good. Okay, excellent. Turn that off. We already loot that body? I feel like we haven't. Okay, I'm going to go with we haven't. That was quite stupid of me, but those of you who watch me know that I bumble onto traps with an exasperating frequency. Aron's Curse. This rolled piece of parchment is covered with smeared charcoal scrolls. By the way, I promise not to curse like a sailor like I did this morning. Well, let me get it down in writing. I knew this was a shit plan from the start, except they're not me. Them. Merrick, gleeful as a toddler, convinced we were going to talk the Zaurips into helping us fill our pockets, helped Andres right into a great big pit, more like. Okay, so they've got a pit. And now, you've all run off like hares. Meanwhile, here's me up to my armpits and bones and Zaurip shit. I hope you all rot down here. I hope Merrick trips right off the edge of the world and Drofton loses what's left of his wits and guts the rest of you. 5 of us here and you run. Curse each and every one of you, and curse me too for dying here on account of a bunch of mewling piss pots. Here's for when one of you rotten lizard bastards learns some Adarian. I hope all of you fucking choke. Okay. Distant relative of mine? Really, really awful. Okay, she is wearing Confuse, Charm, Dominate. It would be nice to have protection to go against those. Yes, please. I'm less worried about the armor rating. I shall. Yes. We need supplies. It wasn't even the monsters that did that to us. That is so freaking pathetic. I'm ashamed of myself. Okay. That's me. You know me in Baldur's Gate. How I'm usually throwing a fireball and hit my own people with it. So, you know, if you're entertained by that kind of thing, you're in the right place. That's very loud in my ears. I'm going to turn the volume down on the computer in a second. Look, if you all just kill them off. Well, now y'all hadn't even hit that one, had you? Come on, there's 6 of you and 1 of him. It's really patently unfair. We're just walking around. That's where I understand Dungeons of Dreadmore, you know? We're just walking around killing things. 6 of us. Ought to be ashamed of ourselves. So let me turn the volume down just a teeny bit because it's in my ears. It's not. I don't reckon it's the the game itself. So, head to head. Fine leather, male, and blue. Oh, that looks like that's where the pit is. Just a wild guess, you know. We need to heal him. Oh, bugger me. We still don't have any place sensible we can sleep here without using our tents and whatnots. Who is that? What are you doing over there? Get over here. No wonder that fight was harder. A little late for that. So let's go find some place that we think is safe to sleep. It's like a Nalia's Keep where you think you've cleared out all the trolls and then all of a sudden you get set upon. Okay. That damage reduction doesn't seem to do a lot, does it? Choices, choices. And I'm sure I'm hallucinating, but it seems to me like we usually find more camping stuff. I could be desperately mistaken. By the way, thank you all of you who come and join me. Hope that you are having a wonderful day or night or time, life.
I'll take a look.
They're looking straight at me. Oh. Oh, ugh. Stepping into this chamber, you were assailed by a cacophony of screeches, growls, and barks. Blood-spattered Zaurips dance in frenetic, leaping motions. To one side, Zaurip plunges his hands into a bucket teeming with blood to daub patterns onto others eager to join the rites. Okay, I don't know if y'all have had the same experience I have. Of course, the people I gamed with when I played D&D went to university with me. But my general experience is that gamers generally have a better vocabulary than the general populace. At the far end of the room, one Zaurip wearing a long skull of a young drake and vibrant feathers shakes the staff toward the gathering Zaurips, screeching and clicking. The high priest suddenly raises the staff above his head, shrieking with renewed vigor. He swings the staff downward to point it at the pit, and then at you. I think his meaning's pretty clear, isn't it? I'm not sure I like that suggestion. Well, I'm just bloody fucking positive that I don't like the suggestion, that is to say. Let's get head up. Head. Let's shoot head, no head, and I mean that sincerely. And they erased all the orders that I gave. Maybe I am going to start cursing again. With me, one never knows. You've got to fucking be kidding me. And there I go again. Okay. So far, so good. It's going to be too far away for him. She didn't stay hit up very long, did she? No one else here? Let's go after the birds. That did some nice damage. Oh yeah. That wasn't as bad as I had feared.
Oh.
It says, turn back, there's only death upon the endless paths. How rude. Yeah, let's clean up our mess. It's a page system. Okay. Oh, hold it. That looks like we're going to jump in. Quick save? Yes, please. Geronimo! There we go. This wide pit descends into a grim darkness. You hear the whistling howl of wind, and from time to time, hot gusts of air tug at your clothing. So, we better use the grappling hook. Some of my people don't have good athletics. You take a grappling hook from your pack and tie it off neatly around one of the heavy stone blocks surrounding the pit. A few hard tugs suggest the rope will hold fast. Keeping a firm hold on the rope, you begin your descent into darkness. Soon the edge of the pit is far above your head, and you can hear only the creak of the rope and your own breaths. You have lost an item, rope and grappling hook. Fucking things are 500 gold pieces to create, by the way. Plus you have to have the grappling hook. And I think I'm the rope, but definitely the grappling hook. Soon enough, however, you see another source of light far below. Past the dangling end of the rope, you can see a dimly lit room, at the center of which is a circular stone pool. The pool is filled with blood, and even at this distance you can pick out various limbs and mangled bodies, largely Zaurib in nature. The tunnel bored into the stone ends a ways above the chamber below, and your rope extends no further. Well, we're not going to get anywhere in life if we don't just jump into the pool, are we? Bracing yourself for the landing, you loosen your hold, dropping down the remaining distance to land within the pool of blood with a noisy splash. This shit is never going to come out of my armor. I just know it. waters hinder your swimming. I thought it was blood. Threatening to pull you down into the unseen depths of this grim pit. But at last you crest the surface and pull yourself up and over the brim, to find yourself at the edge of a reeking, sludgy mixture of blood and limbs. Well, that was a disgusting experience. Thank you very much. Let me turn on some extra lights while I grab some more cappuccino, so that I can be up running to the bathroom all night. It's not really the purpose, but you know how that is. So if I were affiliated, this would be a perfect time for them to run their adverts, wouldn't it? We could all take a party break and let their adverts run. And a wee bit of coffee to give it that coffee taste that it's supposed to have. That's why my cappuccino tastes really good. It's more of a cacao cappuccino. I call it Kinder cappuccino. The word Kinder in German means children. It's like children's cappuccino. And I suspect I may have put too much powder in again. Bugger me. Oh, those bags are expensive as well. Oh, something went splash. Oh, those things are a dime a dozen. It's a wonder that I get any money for them at all when I sell them at the blacksmith. And we have no camping supplies left, which, by the way, is less than any positive number. Except our reputation in Baldur's Gate, which should be a -4, but alas, it only goes down to 1. Hoopla. Expedition log page. This appears to be a page torn from some larger text. Skaida did not. Yeah, there's definitely a lag in this stream, sorry. Skaida did not make it. I know Merrick tried his best. No point turning back now. That's what Merrick is saying. I think the point is leaving these ruins alive. We have lost half of our people, half of 5. That's interesting. Half our people already, and I am not sure how we are meant to survive in this place, especially with Skaida gone. I assume that was their healer. The gods were kind to let us find that study and the books there. Those tomes would fetch a good price in and of themselves, and we don't need to go any further. But that seal has stirred his blood. He sure will find more Ingwithian relics below. Every step takes us further from a guaranteed haul and deeper into unknown territory. I don't know what madness has gripped him. I cannot stop thinking about Edriga, the way she screamed. Kind of creepy, isn't it? Oh, woohoo. Okay.
Something over there.
Don't, no. Who's this? Me. Okay, I'm gonna load that where we left it. I don't know what the devil is wrong, because we are taking our time. I guess we have an autosave that's newer. We are taking our time, and I almost feel like the trap finding in this place is as bad as Baldur's Gate. Mm-hmm. It wasn't impressive the first time. It's not impressive now. Bugger me. I meant to pick that damn crate. I don't know what I'm thinking about. I don't know if I'm thinking about. That's more appropriate. Okay. So let's go on over here and get that, and then we don't have to read the note again. We've done already read it once.
Doors.
We are going to have to wait a little bit longer to see if there are traps, however. That is the lesson. Okay, as I said, we done already read that, and now that's Baldur's Gate. That is such a long time that is Baldur's Gate basic. Unbelievable. No, it shouldn't take that long to find a trap in this game, actually.
I wonder what this is.
Any more? Of course, I only put them on the places that you're likely to walk on. That makes sense.
Hey.
There was a game called Thief a long time ago now, where it really took into consideration how much you were in the light when you were sneaking. It was really cool. Just some of the missions were ultra hard. It's another one of those priests. But I know if I give orders before we get into battle, it's just going to negate my orders.
These are in for a walloping. I can deal with this one.
Her rage really doesn't last very long, does it?
Be on the seat. Leave it to me.
Tell the priest first.
You're not getting through me. You're not getting through me. Hey.
Okay, we're gonna have to find another possibility to sleep, but we don't have a way out of here at this point. We jumped down. And I think all we have are things that heal. They don't heal you, they just restore endurance, and he's not down on endurance, he is lacking health. I'm not used to measuring that out with a small spoon. That's nasty. Get way too much of that powder in there. So let's see what we do have. What we might could craft for him. Minor endurance. Endurance. Everything is centered around endurance in this game. For anything else, you have to sleep. I think. So this is about hostile effects. Do we have one of those? Shit, we need level 7. We can't produce that. Just hostile effect. How is that? In what universe is that good? Okay. I'm sure it is somehow. This just gives you temporary max health. This course is endurance. Wow, you suck. You suck. Nope, we've got nothing we can do for him, so. Oh, fuck me. I'm trying to push him to the side and instead he keys off the next set of enemies. Come on, come on. I've heard comedians do a similar imitation. We're just trying to protect Adair till we can get him out, you know? Bugger. Bugger. Yeah, yeah. That moment when you wonder if there are wandering monsters in this dungeon. Oh, I promised you I would tell you about a new scammer, didn't I? I was contacted today by someone claiming to be some sort of a famous gaming streamer. I didn't know him. He's from Northern Kentucky is what he lists on his profile. Which is usually like Louisville, but he might be mountain folk, you never know. Anyhow, this feller asks me, you know, what I do, and I said, well, now I, you know, what content I stream. I said, well, now I stream gaming content, right? Oh, he does too. You know, what kind of gaming content do I stream? And I think, and then he asked me, about my profile, and I think all that the link is on my Instagram page. Why am I playing 50 questions here? You know, Now Yud Habish, and I answered him, and he sent me his profile, and I looked at the profile of the guy he was, pretending to be, and he said, "Do I have a growth plan for my gaming page?" And I said, "No, I don't really know what I'm doing." And he said, I should invest in Google Ads. I was, well, that's a good, interesting idea, good idea. So, fine and lovely, and I have no fireball. I have no area of effect spell at all from him. And he said, no, I shouldn't do it myself. He has a gal who's a specialist. Oh, really? And what is that going to cost me? That's not me, that's the game. That's not my stream, guys. That's the game. For some reason, when I hover over that, it starts jumping back and forth. And this looks good. And so he said I should try this gal that he has. She's some sort of a supposed expert in marketing. Shit, now he's... So the question is who? High priest obviously would be the choice, but there's too many of them. There's really just too many of them. And I don't think that Durant's got his spell off. So anyhow, though, I said, well, now I don't have a lot of money because I have been out of work this year. And that targets one critter. And I said, what will that cost me? He said, oh, it's like 50 to 70 bucks. Well, that's okay. So he sent me the link to this gal. And I looked at her resume. She's from Nigeria. That right there always sends bells off in my head because there's a lot of scammers coming out of Nigeria. It's not my fault. That's just the way it is. Oh, there's at least something I can use. He didn't get his spell off in time, his second wind. I can't see us making this. So, problem is we've got him. And he's badly hurt, and we're stuck down in here. Stuck in the middle with you. I think I just loaded the wrong one. Anyhow, though, so I took a look at this gal's page. She seems to think she's a specialist for everything. And then I got to wonder about that guy, and I went back and looked at his profile more closely, and it turns out he is not the person, the gamer he was claiming to be. So this was yet another scam to try to get me to pay them. I remember that being an ugly fight here too. To pay them money to supposedly help me get my game set up. Oh, at the edge of this expansive chamber, circled by a jabbering host of Zaurips, stands a massive reptilian creature. Its snout is spattered with bloody remains of a recent meal. Gobbets of flesh still speared on cooked fangs. The Zaurips shift anxiously, looking up expectantly at the drake as the beast stretches leathery wings in challenge, brushing the pillars to either side. Yes, more sacrifice. It flaps its wings briefly and stirs up a great cloud of dust. Come here, godlike, be honored. I'm fine right where I am, thank you. The drake lets out a low growl. Here, I said, here! It hisses and claws at the air, sending one Zaurip scrambling out of reach. It disobeys me, stupid, small, squishy sacrifice. Lizards will fetch it, if sacrifice will not come. Let me pass and I'll do you no harm. It's worth a try. What? Sacrifice cannot leave. You think you see a section of the drake's scaled chest begin to glow orange as it laughs. Uh-oh. Sacrifice is not very smart. Flames gout from the nostrils and gaping jaws. Master made me lord here. I am king. I am god of fire and gold. Well, someone's got a superiority complex, don't they? Oh, he's not as badly injured here. Oh. And we've still got exactly no camping supplies. Let's see if we can do better this time. So, I'm not to everyone's taste, and that's fine, by the way. They have some nasty priests. Trying to figure out where he's at. Just don't have any area of effect spells. She said, and then she found one. Should have frightened him or something. He's immune to fright. Well, there's always that, isn't there? I am running out of spells very quickly. I really am.
Following your lead.
It did not help him at all, did it? Get kind of quiet when I'm focused. She was supposed to have done that Gowns pledge, and it's not working anymore. You see that I cast it. It's supposed to give me an area that I choose, that the people within that area are then healed, and it's not working anymore. There's presumably some sort of a bug. Go back up here, because we're just getting our asses kicked down in the hole. Surely there's some better use we could make of our time. What we're going to do, we could make our way to Lord Roderick if we just are careful. Because once our barracks are built, we want to auto-resolve that battle. It would be better for here. Fuck. We have one supply. Oh my god. What a crappy predicament. And worst of all, I can't think that we have left any supplies undiscovered. You know, just like laying around or lying around. I really cannot. That one's not restored yet. Okay, what I may have to do is fast forward time. It's been a grand total of 2 hours. And this is what we're waiting on. We need 1 day and 9 hours, and we can't sleep. If we're here, presumably we add to the timer. I mean the strength of the Schluss. That's just my assumption. Once this is restored, there'll be several things we can discover up here. For the moment, however, there is not. Spiders have taken up residence in these empty shelves. Okay. So, I am, as I've said before, trying to find a good time to stream, and even a good game. I've asked people repeatedly to whisper to me what a good time would be for them, if they have game preference, and I get nothing, no response at all. So, I will finish doing this week, and then reassess the situation and see what's, because I like I said, I don't get paid to do this, so. And this is, that's later on. We can stow stuff in there. Or stuff will be stowed for us in there, rather. To say it more properly. Oh yeah, that stream is lagging pretty hard.
Walls need some work before this place is secure. My husband could fix them later.
I'll bring him down. He would be very welcome. So we need 1 day and 9 hours. We gotta kill. That'd be like just walking there and walking back. Don't think there'd be any point to that at all. And that is the closest place. Save this here. Oh, the only advantage would be killing time. Oh, that's just until our addition is done. That's true. How long until our battle? 2 days and 24 hours. We can go get supplies. Right now we find ourselves in the predicament that we don't have camping supplies, by the way. And we have an imminent attack on our stronghold. Plus there is an addition. We were building the barracks and we're waiting for that to finish. 8 hours. The attack was due in 2 days. We just spent 1 day coming here. Because we have one camping supply and going down into the paths was a disaster. Let's just put it that way. Say it as it is. Okay. By the way, if you write something in the chat, the stream is lagging pretty hard and there is not a damn thing I can do about it, y'all. So somebody jumped in my streaming kick the other day and said it says lagging. I was like, well, I have all the latency things turned down, so it should be real time. There's not anything more I can do than that. I am using Restream, and that may have something to do with it. That's in there because we don't need it. Don't know what all there. And we have a ton of hoods of Oruka, which we don't need anymore, for sure. Wow. Thank you. So, now we're stocked up. We can start heading back home so we can be there in time for the fight. And along the way, our improvement will be done, so we will try to make it where we land somewhere in between. And like here, that's probably not long enough. See, the fight is imminent in 1 day and 17 hours, which we can make it there in that time. And this will be complete in 3 hours. That works for me. That is to let us know that our upgrade is complete. We have our barracks. There's nothing else we can do in time for this fight. What I would like to do is upgrade this one here so that we can actually sleep. And let's get our hightail it back there. And then we'll go ahead and let it auto-resolve. Hopefully we will count to the strength of the forces here. Yes, you say that every time we come here. Okay. And here we go. So now we have to pay, at least it's just damage to the stronghold. You won't receive any income. We will now because we just paid it. The main keep was destroyed. Oh, fuck you. So, oh, we haven't hired anyone yet either. Dope. So let's go see what we've got here. What do we have here? Ah. A cleric of my god. Well, let's hire. I'm actually playing a barbarian in this one. In the second one, I'm an assassin. But at the end of this game, my first barbarian that I played through this chose Berat. She allied herself with him, and she did not stab him in the back. She did indeed send the souls back to the wheel. Warden of the Wilds. So he gives us +2 security, he gives us +2 prestige. I should have done this before the battle, but I was just too stupid. He gives us 1 to each. At least I'm honest about it. Can't remember how many we get. Oh, 8. We have 8 of them. Okay, very good, very good. There's another security. Do we have any more? Prestige. These 2 are the last prestige that we can get. take the mage. Okay. Requires a so the main keep. We have to rebuild. Oh, we have to wait till that finishes. Okay, alles klar. Good. Well, we have our supplies, so we can. We were going to go get Lord Raderick. Is what we were going to do. We can take care of all of this while we're on the road, so let's go do that. Let's go kill him, boot his dumb ass out of his seat, and replace him since he can't seem to act in with any semblance of logic. I mean, if the curse comes from the gods, well, one presumes they haven't done anything to do it, to cause it, but he presumes they have, and therein lies the difficulty. So we're going to go ahead and take care of this. I can come back and read everything here later. And if Kolsk had not caught up with us in the village, he would catch up with us here. By the by. I had that happen in my first game. First playthrough in this game.
I'll take a look.
Now they said that to the east, didn't they? There's an entrance to the sewers. Eastern edge of the moat.
This is the home of the man responsible for those hanging corpses. You don't plan on knocking, do you?
By the way, I think I finally decided what was causing me to have such severe dyslexia where east and west were concerned. I grew up being told that the west is always right. Think about that one. And since I traveled back and forth and all over America, I know that the west is that way. I finally had a friend who would say, obviously this has just been, it's been actually 10 years ago. Oh my gosh. He would say the keyboard hand or the mouse hand. See, even that I get confused. It's really pathetic. No, but that's what he would use and it helped me a lot, so. To whomever it is who comes in here and sits with me when there's no one else in here, thank you. I appreciate it. Set into the base of the keep's outer wall, a sewer gate spills. Just a second, I just realized I can just go on. Interesting. Murky water, foul-smelling wastewater into the keep's surrounding moat. Slick, mossy stones form a precarious bridge across the murky water. Ahead, the iron bars of the sewer gate block path. Ahead, The iron bars of the sewer grate block passage. The bars are coated with rust and several appear bent or sit at strange angles. They may have been weakened enough that you could bend them, given the means. Okay, let's use a pry bar. Else why do we have these things? The constant rush of foul water against the grate makes maneuvering difficult, but you manage to place the pry bar between two of the more heavily rusted bars and give it a heavy push. With a groan, one of the iron bars begins to give. You heave, and at last the bar snaps free of its base with a crunch. Beyond the broken grate, a dark passage leads further into the keep. Murky water flows through it in a continuous stream. Swim through. You take a deep breath to forestall the acrid stench around you and slip forward into the flooded tunnel. The walls soon fade from view as you plunge into a foreboding darkness. As you swim on, light begins to filter through the murky water ahead of you. Mucky is also right. You press on, seeking out the source until you find yourself standing beneath a circular gap in the tunnel and a way out. So pretty. I brought my little boy back up. He wasn't very happy downstairs. Oh, yes, of course. We can't go up here. That was silly of me. That would have been too easy. I'm trying to puzzle through why he's being damaged so easily. It's like effortless. Pathetic. Prophetic. Something like that. So we are not going to have the ingredients for this for quite a while. The only problem being that if we upgrade this now, we won't be able to upgrade it later. There you have it. It's just like if we make it fine, we won't be able to make it exceptional later. I don't have any sapphire yet. Ugh. I don't want to think about what we need to do to get that critter's brain. Just was thinking about why he's being so easily damaged. Or maybe I'm being more careless with him than I usually am. He usually gets the very best of my equipment, so.
I'll see what I can do. The work of a moment.
Instead of us filling the room with people, just to check that one little teeny chamber, she moves cautiously ahead, remembering earlier when she got hit by a trap. You can barely see my screen. No, that's because my handy was like, what? What? Very nice. Okay, well that was worth the trip. I mean, it is still rather dark, but that's primarily the game. In my stream, I look light enough. Do not know if that's what you're seeing as well. And I must never have anyone to tell me whether they're seeing and hearing everything like they should. Ooh. Spotted just in time. If you think we exaggerate, then you weren't here earlier. We got our butts busted by those traps. Just looks a wee bit like a dwarf, doesn't it? Maybe it's a dwarf revenant. That could be. How many of them are there? That's the point of scouting, is to determine how many of them there are. Right? I made 3 right off the bat. wolves there. Goals, that is to say. And that one moves rather suddenly.
Hey.
Hi, darling. Move forward. Almost tempted to start writing fan fiction for this game. Or for this world. I mean, 5 Revenant and 4 goals.
Yes.
Hey. That's it.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, I break my own rule every once in a while. My rule is while you're streaming not to be quiet for too long.
Lay low. All right then.
Oh, gee. So I have a feeling when I go to bed tonight I'm going to sleep really soundly.
Yes. The work of a moment.
Durance actually has a really good perception, doesn't he? I quite frequently hear him going. The flame reveals. The bite marks on these bones appear to be the proper size for folk and elven teeth.
I wonder what this is.
The good thing about this game is that you can actually learn the spells out of the other grimoires. In the other game, it just sucks because you can have this one or you can have that one, but you can't mix and match spells, and you can't write spells in your spell book. The spell books only come ready made. I don't even know. I don't know why all of a sudden you can't write spells in your spell book. Never heard anything like that in my life. Okay, so that appeared. These are just, by the way, these are the Kickstart sponsors. In case you're interested in looking at them, I did the first time through. I just read these amusing things that people had written. Names for themselves, etc.
Hey.
That was weird.
You're not getting through me. Parathis!
Come on. For Aethys, you should kill it before it spreads. some of them are still still hidden.
Of course.
It says Casa de los.
Leave it to me.
That is krass. Und nur? And that was apparently the proverbial it. The doggy is still in sneak mode. Everybody else was done already seen, and the doggy's still sneaking around. That's so cute. So we do know there's some sort of a wizard what's-a-who's-it, and that feller who sent us, he wanted us to help free his friends, but his friends are not his friends anymore. They no longer exist in the form that in which he remembers them.
Leave it to me. Following you.
They're still sneaking. That's so cute. Unless I get killed, and then it won't be funny anymore.
Of course.
Decisions, or the illusion of decisions. You decide. Okay, yeah, I'm a freak. I don't worry about it too much. Oh. Excellent. So now we need to rebuild the main keep. These bastards. It's a leaden key, too. Taking their retribution on us, no doubt. No doubt. Everyone remembers Muppet Christmas Carol, right? Miss Piggy?
Hey. I shall be discreet. All right then.
Him and the pup up front. We'll tell y'all what. Y'all stay right there. You have very good perception. Come on in here. It's a ladder. What else funny? It's a ladder. A wee bit makeshift mayhap.
I got the priest.
What?
I don't even know what to say to that. He was standing right there. He was checking that fucking room for traps the whole time.
Indeed.
Don't be a dipshit. Now we start with the pathfinding crap again, just like this morning. Just like in Baldur's Gate 2. Well, that wasn't worth it.
Hey.
There's more to see and do down here in the basement.
Yes. Hey.
I think if we ask that one guy, he will let us rest and keep watch over us. This is not good. This is not good. This is not right. My feet stick out of bed all night. And when I pull them in, oh dear, my head sticks out of bed up here. Or is it the other way around? Yeah, that was a real cute trick you did. I think my 5-year-old knows that one. We had a professor who would tell us that his 13-year-old daughter could do the work better. Okay, this was not what we signed up for. should say. You biatch sneaking up behind us. Good. Now let's kill this before it spreads. Thank you.
Leave it to me.
Well, we're not much the worse for wear and tear, are we?
Of course.
We need Durance. We're not going to make it without Durance, seriously. Ooh, pretty. Okay, lots of pretty stuff. Nothing of any real interest here. However, we seem to have landed somewhere that we don't want to be. This is not upstairs. Well, it is upstairs, you know, obviously we went up. Not stairs, but a ladder, but it's still upstairs. Furchtbar, wirklich wahr.
Yes.
He's not a scout in the traditional sense of the word, but he'll do. I'm totally leaning on that tab button. It's a fine mace you got there. Interestingly enough, that seems to have been all the Naughty Ha Ha guards. The bottom stabs of the barrels are dry, are dark but dry. Whatever these barrels held leaked out long ago. Okay, it does not look like this actually leads anywhere. You suck. That was good for nothing. Nothing. I was playing my Sims before, by the way, my rancher that I started the other day. Her ranch has come along really well. She's got 3 horses. One was a rescue horse, by the by. Started training her, and then thought, she's an elder mare. That's not going to really do me a lot of good if I'm going to be doing horse races. I need a horse flesh that's a little bit
Hi.
younger. I make 2.
Thanks.
Means there's probably 5. You know how perverse this game can be. And by the way, perverse and perverted don't mean the same thing. Just in case people get confused about that. Wow, he didn't last very long, did he? Of course, there's 6, 7, 8, 12 of us. I don't know. I lost count. There's a lot of us. There's a lot of us.
I'll have it in no time. The work of a moment.
Gyako, this young man's face is badly bruised and his gaunt form is covered in a threadbare shirt. He watches you, shivering, with a measure of hope in his eyes. I don't know you. I don't know who you are, but will you help me? Sagani stares at him, eyes narrowed with revulsion. What kind of person treats a prisoner this way? He gazes nervously past you at the open cell door. I don't think I can fight my way out. I take it you ended up here after assaulting the keep with Kolsk and his men? Yes, he looks away. It seemed a good plan. We got in without incident, and I knew the way, but we were surprised in the dungeons. And most of us, He shudders. You'll have seen some of them, fought them, their bodies at least, not their minds anymore, but their souls. The woman down here, Radric's animancer, her name is Osria. I've heard her speaking sometimes, talking about a cure. Lord Radric calls on her often, but she's not curing anyone. She's only turning men and women into monsters. He shudders. I watched her take the others. I was sure I'd be next. Aloth shakes his head. Men and women turn to this evil to cure Hollowborn? Madness. You're free to go. Make a run for it. I've cleared the way behind me. Thank you, stranger. I have to get back to the fork. But first, some food and rest, I think. He hesitates. If you would dare the upper floors, please tell Nedmar I live yet. Tell him I still have the carving he gave me of the Pale Knight. That should convince him, and perhaps he can help you somehow. So we get a moderate positive reputation with Gilded Vale. Good luck, and may the gods keep you safe. Remember, this is not an evil party like our morning streams. When I say morning, evening, I'm talking about Central European time. Our morning streams, Baldur's Gate 2, those are evil parties. This aber is not an evil party.
Aye?
Doing some scouting in the traditional sense. Fucked.
Aye?
Unless. Okay, that was bullshit.
I shall deal with it. Let's have it out! These ones are in for a walloping!
Still think that's his, just his second protective personality. That was bullshit because, when something walks over the top of a trap, it is supposed to key off the trap.
See what lies this
That's okay, we can lead them around it.
How may I help?
But it is a crock of shit. Even when monsters go over the traps, they're supposed to key them off. This is sort of, it's either it's a bug in the game or it's just fucking cheating, because that is just not possible for them to go over the traps and not trigger it, but you do.
You might find this interesting.
Or I might not. One never knows.
Got it.
How may I help?
Oh yeah, you're already over there. Games are much more fun when they follow the rules, their own rules even. Okay. That should be the all of us. I make 5,000. Just kidding.
If thou feel our
it all quiet again, didn't I?
Just get quiet.
We'll see if he's actually outright dead or not. They had it out for him, didn't they?
Leave it to me.
And he wasn't even in the front ranks.
Not getting through me.
So,
You're not getting. You're not. That's it.
two health points. Or hit points. 2.
All right then.
That's it. Wow. He had 2 health points left. And now he's good as new. Real. Isn't that special?
Let's see what.
That's what the traps is just pissing me off, because it normally doesn't take that long for the traps to show up. That's very Baldur's Gate basic. I don't think we're having to play on a server here. That's the thing. Well, this was a waste of time.
Hey. Nice and quiet.
So this makes sense, or this makes sense. Let's not forget the trap there. Def. We've already gotten our biscuits burned, Lord knows how many times. Let's just go all the way across over there, darling. You two.
What?
You 3.
Hi.
Etc.
Yes.
And so
Ready, Watcher.
on. No, I can't whistle. I had buck teeth. I had horrifying buck teeth.
You might find this interesting.
You saw we also had that down in the catacombs, where there were traps that we could not disarm. Or was the one at least? I think on the other hallway I notoriously have a hard time being able to disarm those traps, and so that's why instead of going this way, I go this way, whereas in point of fact, both of them lead back to the center chamber. Tea. Perfect. Excellent. Just so people realize, if you're in my stream and you focus on a different window, that's can be part of the reason that you don't count on my stream, but we haven't puzzled it out completely. Because I have had family members and friends that I know personally in my stream, and then they haven't counted, although they're in my stream properly. So Twitch is just a bitch. I think it's Amazon cheating, just trying to, I don't even know. It's just hanky. Oh, well, isn't that special? We just went a full circle round. Came right back out where we started. Good thing there's non-intelligent creatures in here. looks like the meanest one. Although it may not be. That's probably the meanest one, huh? It really is a rule of thumb, by the way. If you ever get bullied, to pick out the biggest one, kick its ass, and then everyone else is afraid of you. It wakes. Wow. He went down easily.
Not kidding.
Oh, this is... It's interesting. Some of these fights are quite challenging and others are just not.
All right.
One presumes we're going to meet that chick down here at some point, right? Of whom they spoke. My guess would be this room. What do y'all think? Her and 3 others, unless she calls Liza. Yeah. Materializes the word others. A woman caught mid-step across the room turns her head to face you. Long curls of black hair frame her face, on one side of which is flecked with some green liquid. The gaze she sets upon you holds an eerie intensity. Lass mich dann ein Pulli anziehen hier. I'm going to put on a sweater real quick. Because I'm freezing. I had the heater on earlier. I was up and down the stairs like 7 or 8 times today. And when I got back up, this evening alone, I was up and down the stairs 4 different times. When I got back up, I was too warm to have the heater on. And anyhow, I would go into bed in a little while. So, go down here. More interruptions. I feel for her. The woman sets down the book she holds, smiling faintly. What an interesting time we've been having of late. So many uninvited guests. I suppose I have you to thank for the damage to my work. It took time to get those people back on their feet, you know. Osria frowns. What is it you're doing here? Are those yours? I prefer cats myself. Yes, I've one of those as well. Ozra studies you, mouth crooking upward in a small smile. You're one of Kolos' little rebels, I take it. Come to fulfill his ambitions, put an end to his departed allies. No matter. What concerns me is the curse upon Gilded Vale's people. I am on the cusp of a great discovery, and it is not Kolos who undermines me. She eyes you. You might have chosen more powerful allies. Why haven't you been able to find a cure yet? Is it me, or does that sound ever so slightly critical? Ozra's expression goes cold. It's that fool priest Nedmar, the Baratheon. She sneers. That old man has woven a tidy little tapestry of lies and fables. Lord Rhetoric is a pious man, and Nedmar holds power over him, especially now after this business with Ygritte. As if the hollow-born child was my doing. In any case, my efforts are increasingly hobbled by ignorance. Join the club. I think you'd have more luck countering these suspicions if your methods weren't so grim. Kana eyes one of the undead warily. The priest has focused Lord Redric's attentions upon the ruins of the scattered gods' temple. If it is consecrated anew, rededicated to Beroth, then the curse will be lifted. Osria rolls her eyes. Raderick believes him, of course. In any case, he has supplied a vast amount of gold toward the effort. You will note that I am bereft of such generous support. She gestures to her lab with a sweep of her arm. I am left to scrounge for answers in these dismal conditions. That'd be a novel approach. Can I help somehow? Ozra angles a curious look your way, an interesting proposal. I certainly can't leave you threatening Lord Raderick's life. How would I continue my research if he were gone? Still, perhaps we need not be enemies. If your true purpose is indeed, as Colts claims, to help Gilded Vale, then we are of one mind, and you may well be of use to me. I stand at the very brink of revelation, but Nidmar's interference has gone too far. I'm not killing the priest of Baroth. What caused the legacy? It isn't the superstitions of senile old men. I can tell you that. The legacy is an affliction of the soul, and I have dedicated my life alongside my peers to understanding the fabric of souls, the essence of life. Yes, if I understand it correctly, they are being born without this. The souls are not going back to the wheel, if I understood what we learned before. The souls are not going back to the wheel, and so the wheel's not turning, or the wheel's not turning when the souls go back, and so the souls are not finding their way into the new bodies. The essence of life, with any luck, she'll hang on that tree alongside her peers too. Allah's voice is cold. I consider myself the foremost student of Pangram's famed theorems. It wasn't by chance that I was called here to assist in determining the true cause of this blight. This curse is not a parting gift from the scattered god, nor a punishment for petty sins. It must be a localized effect. Of course, it does have something to do with those machines, doesn't it? Something which strips the soul from a body, as the Bioacs are known to do. Don't tell my town that. They might get real embarrassed about trying to have me hanged. I have detected, even so, lingering traces of the bodies of so-called Hollowborn. This suggests that the soul itself has not been wholly destroyed. It remains, I think, intact somewhere. And so it can be retrieved, sutured, if you will, back into its mortal flesh. What is it you want me to do? I want you to deal with the high priest, of course. With him gone, Raderick will have no one to distract him. We can better focus our efforts upon resolving this crisis, and we will have the resources to do so. Kill him? No. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Kill him, and in return I will give you the means to speak with Raderick, a secret way by which you can avoid the guards. Ozra smiled crookedly. They are not as patient as I, you see, nor do they ask as many questions before attacking. She raises a finger. All this with the condition that you do not harm Lord Raderick. I'll admit I share her doubts about that the Hollowborn are Waidwin's doing, but should we really murder a priest just for being a distraction? Very well, if it's battle you long for, I'm happy to indulge. I am not killing the high priest. I'm not killing a high priest of Baroth. It's just not going to happen. Oh, no, 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 no. Need everyone to be able to get through. There she blows. I was willing to work with her to a point. Although the actions would not be good, this party is not necessarily good, it's just not necessarily evil. But I draw the line at killing a priest. A Baroth. Woohoo! Okay.
Nice and quiet.
If that doesn't make you tired. Who sees me? This is where you want to turn the game to get a better perspective, but you can't, and I don't know how to talk to that thing. Oh, there it is. The black cat. At first you think this poor creature is diseased, for its black fur seems to have fallen off its hide in patches. But when the cat turns to investigate a fly on the wall, you note that an entire section of its rib cage is open to the air. Some of its tail has rotted away altogether to reveal a few jagged vertebrae. Oh my lord, what a horror. That got even me, and I'm pretty strong stomach. This doesn't seem to bother the cat much. It lets out a trilling purr and rubs against your shin. Let's pet the cat. You spend a few pleasant moments scratching the cat between the ears. Black fur comes away in clumps. Pick up the cat. You pick up the surprisingly light and unexpectedly pointed creature, and it purrs contentedly in your arms. Adar likes all the creatures.
Yes.
All of them. Oh yeah, this is stealing? I don't think so. You can't steal from the dead. It's mine now. Hashtag it's mine now. I didn't even want to contemplate that either. Has anyone else ever been able to get in here? I think I read somewhere about how to do that, and now I have forgotten. Supposedly there is a way to get into that little chamber there. Just realized he wasn't with the rest of the party. So, quick save. Went ahead and broke down, turned on the heater next to me. I have a little space heater that belongs to my son. When he's not here, I have it in the kitchen with me. Unfortunately, I do not have a pirate crew that likes to drink the grog. Still, it's nice to have fresh vegetables. Unter anderem. I need to get to the priest's chambers. We don't have one for the dog. The wolf, pardon me, the wolf. Okay. Mayhap if we're not sneaking around, we will be mistaken for acolytes of Beroth. I've only recently taken my vows. And who is this? More new recruits. Who is your assigned superior? I'm not ashamed to say it, I've forgotten their name. Oops. It's unbecoming to forget your position in our hierarchy. See to it that you remedy such oversights. Satisfied with the admonishment, the priest turns back to you and walks away, or turns his back to us. Oh. Well, bugger me, I thought that was the high priest.
I'll see what I can do. The work of a moment.
There we go. Excellent. This frail old priest is hunched over a table surrounded by scattered scrolls and parchment, examining their contents with the aid of a thick monocle. He glances up at you as you approach, blinking rheumy eyes, like rheumatoid. More visitors then. You're not one of the acolytes, or the guards for that matter. His voice is dry. His voice is a dry, quiet rasp, pardon me, which makes you an intruder at the least. Cole's put you up to this, I suppose. Yes, that would be him, sending young women to dash themselves against the keep's defenses. He shakes his head. Would that my sermons could draw such fervor. Still, here you are. What is it you want? Okay, number 1. Gyako is safe. He asked me to tell you that he still has the carving you gave him. Nedmar's eyes widen with sudden vigor. He rushes forward to grasp your arm. Oh, thank the gods. Thank you. I did not think anyone could. That is, I feared. He shakes his head. I did not want him to meet the Pale Knight so soon. The Pale Knight is a visage of Beroth, for those of you who have not played this game before, or have not chosen Beroth as your sponsor. Nedmar pulls away, collecting himself. Here, perhaps this will serve as a reward. He pulls a large iron key from the pocket of his robe and hands it to you. This will open a door in the scriptorium. He points to the west, and from there you can reach the chapel and Lord Rhetoric without encountering quite so many guards. Take this too. I have little wealth to offer. Better to give something of use. Scrolls of protection, okay? I would entreat you before you go. Despite his shortcomings, Lord Rhetoric follows the gods with obedience, and he has Gilded Bell's best interests in mind. It may be that, with time, he can achieve what he desires. Please, consider this before you turn to violence. I'm not necessarily bent on killing him. I want to deal with him. Doesn't mean we need to kill him. Okay, so number one, what does the key open? It is a master key. It will not open every door, but it will permit you access to the stairs leading down into the Lord's chapel. It will also open the doors along the keep's main hallway, but you will face heavy fighting if you go that way. You do not have much time. Whatever your intent, Lord Rhetoric will soon discover that one of his prisoners has escaped, and then you will lose the element of surprise. Okay, I thought you would favor Kolsk as Lord of Rhetoric's hold. I favor him as he is a man of vision, but Kolsk has a hunger in him for rule, even if to a good purpose. He is not led by his faith. Still, he is a friend, and I am willing to assist Kolsk in restoring divine favor to the lands of Gilded Vale, should Lord Rhetoric fall, that is. Okay, I require rest. It is the master key. What? I guess I didn't, sorry. But surely you don't mean to. Nedmar shifts uncomfortably, looking out toward the hallway. Very well. I cannot ask you to brave the dungeons when you are not at your fittest. Rest here a few hours, and I will ensure that no one enters. Shits and grins that we get all our spells back. Dun, 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 dun. Jawohl. Yeah, it is lagging just slightly. I would say about 30 seconds. Okay, we didn't even get to walk into the place, did we? Okay, he said this would open the key. This would open the key. That would be weird. Stealing from the High Priest of Baroth. Now when we get in here, we're going to need to change our clothes. Didn't I understand him to say this was going to open? Okay, now, but we're going to need to change clothes because this ruse is only going to go so far. And when we do end up in battle, we need our own clothes on. Of course, we could trade clothes with each other, but I'm not sure that that would be very helpful. That's the least we can do is give them something of better quality. Okay, so we are in essence prepared. He said we needed to go through. Hold it. Well, fuck me till I'm blue in the face. Seriously? How the hell did we end up down the cellars again? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to... This is where we went down, right? Okay. Where we had our priest uniforms on. If not, we can we can reload our autosave. Okay, this works for me.
Doors.
We took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. Stimmt. Totally forgot I had to go back here. We're going to resolve this one way or another this evening. That is to say, in this stream. We'll see if the ruse carries this far. So far, so good. Mayhap we can talk to him. Let her approach. Flanked by, that's what he says to us. He says to them, let her approach. Flanked by a host of guards, all of whom regard you with mute hostility. Lord Raderick observes you from his throne, clad in ornate plate. His eyes have a hollow quality, and there is a pallor to the man's gaunt face that leaves his features showing, stark against his dark and unkempt hair. There is a dagger discarded upon one stone arm of the throne. A thin crimson rivulet worms its way down from the blade, and past Raderick's fingers, even as he leans forward to regard you with a piercing gaze. Thought he'd be better looking, even with all the inbreeding. Though his face is calm, you notice Adair's hand straying toward his weapon, as though with a mind of its own. They didn't do justice to him in the second one. He looks really wretched. Here he looks really nice.
Or foreigners, for that matter. You are not one of mine, so I cannot accuse you of treason.
His fingers close loosely around the pommel of the dagger, as if to ascertain if it is still there, and then flinch away. You've come far closer than his people ever did. Raderick looks to his guards, who shuffle nervously, much too close. He looks back at you, a quiet infiltration, and done more skillfully than Coles could ever manage. I did not expect it.
What is my cousin promising you? Some grand reward? If he had any resources to his name, he would not come upon you. And if he had any honor in him, he would not have tried this here, now, when I have lost so much.
What have we lost?
accident alone is but the flicker of a candle. Together, blaze that will destroy us.
The legacy makes men mad. Perhaps it does worse to women. I do not know. His gaze flicks toward you, searching, and then turns away. They cling to hollow promises, to dark and terrible things. Each lie permitted feeds the fire. Every whisper from preening charlatans and venom-tongued midwives, the words of false prophets, and the promises of dead gods. He clenches his gloved fist.
Flame consumed.
Sounds like the same voice he does Durance, doesn't it? Roderick looks to the dagger and his voice catches briefly in his throat. Let's point to the dagger and ask what happened. Roderick turns his head slightly to regard the dagger. There's a sudden careful stillness in his expression. His voice wavers, and in that moment, a pang of grief crosses his face. Ygritte knew. She hid the verses from me, the tokens. She knew what I would make of them. The scattered god poisoned her against me, made her deaf to my instruction. Only when our son was born, the hollow thing, that monster. Then we both knew what her crimes had wrought. Roderick turned a baleful look upon you, jaw working, or turns, face flushed and splotchy with emotion. It could not stand. He brings up a hand suddenly toward his temple, obscuring his face. What does Coles know of sacrifice? He would indulge himself. Let us succumb one by one and suffer Barros's punishment until the final soul goes to its keeping, never to return. And Gilded Vale is a barren land. I don't think Coles says that he intends to rule, but I can't remember whether he did this time or not. Let's pick number 5. You murdered your own wife, your child. I carried out the sentence. Would you have me give her to an executioner? In the Direwood we see to our own justice. Roderick sits back in his throne, his knuckles white upon the armrest. As a lord, it's his right, actually, to both pass judgment and decide the punishment. And that thing, that silent aberration, that was not alive to kill. His dark eyes narrow. You keep your recriminations, trespasser. I have done my duty. Okay. Did he not send you? I said Colts didn't, because we're not actually really there. We're there for numerous reasons. The people we saw hanging on the tree. We came because Colts bade us to come and take a look, but the priest of Baroth said to temper our action, so it's a bit more complicated than that. Or do you throw his name at my feet to spare yourself? Roderick sneers. He is counting on you all the same, a distraction at the least, and an able killer at the best, so long as he can use your presence to his advantage. He relishes such opportunities, striking where he can from the shadows. Kolsk lacks the strength to see the matter done. Roderick motions to you, so he relies upon stronger allies.
In Kolsch's designs, and he has kept his motivations from you for a reason. I wonder if you understand what it is you do, or what you might accomplish if you were fed your king. You have proven your competence in your way, and had I such an ally, we might together put an end to Gilded Vale's woes, lift the curse once and for all, and in doing so, return us to a life where such strict measures are not necessary.
I'm willing to listen. What do you have in mind?
The stakes are too high for rash action. Be assured, Defiance Bay will hear of your assistance to them.
You are in a position to put a swift end to this rebellion. I have wasted too many resources on Kolsk. I'm paid the cost for it. Kill him, and I can refocus my attempts upon this blight. Between the priest and my animancer... Oh, your animancer's dead. Sorry. She wanted me to kill the priest. We can determine a cure. My family will be the last to suffer for this legacy. I don't know. I think it's nice that someone's there to distract him from killing the rest of my town, even if they're not the best neighbors these days. He has doubtless attempted to ply you with lies, hoping to pull you to his side. He will permit you to approach him so that he might work upon you further. And then you will have your opportunity. Wow, those are my choices? I don't fancy my odds here, especially in these robes. Without the robes, we might not have gotten this far. We don't usually. My choices are I work with him to go kill Kolsk, or I become exceedingly rude and risk my life. I've only ever fought against this guy. I'm going to listen to the priest and pick number one.
You will not have to wait long. Keep sharp lines on the waters past Peter's Bay. His scouts watch the roads and warn him in advance of my forces. But you should have him. Deal with him, and then return here.
If we need to, we can always kill him afterward. Mayhap take his throne if there's no heir, right? Can we put on our own clothes now? Starting to catch a draft here. So I did promise y'all we'd deal with rhetoric tonight, or rhetoric. Not rhetoric, rhetoric. Okay, this is a game where the higher the number, the better the armor. I have to remind myself of that. By the by. Blood still wet runs from the woman's slit throat, soaking into the sheets below. There are so many different ways you can see this, though.
Lies this way.
I mean, I think he meant that she was still worshipping Aethos.
The work of a moment.
He's already got one of those. So we'll give it to her. Those two are always in the front ranks, so.
Hey.
Not sure how they're going to react if they see me actually sneaking around. But we seem to have bought ourselves free free run of the joint. the place.
I'll have it
What y'all
no
should
doubt.
do is move to a foreign
A
country
wonderful moment.
so that you have to communicate with other people and then find out how much slang you have in your language. Seriously. You never notice how much slang you use until you have to speak with other people for whom it's a foreign language. I think I just did the same thing again. Damn it. He's got a nice library, I'm sure. So that looks like that might lead up to the ramparts. Let us find out. Ah, it's the little chamber we couldn't get into. I did get into that before that way. That's true. I slaughtered everyone in the keep last time. And then I had a free run of the place. It was a viable, if not ideal, solution. Oh, I remember that fight. That was a bitch. Okay. We have one of those, don't we? Saint, why win? Farmer become God. The Direwood, Part 4, Hadrit's Rebellion. Is that the elf we meet in the next one? The joints are fringed with rust. The emblem on their breastplate is a tree with broad, heart-shaped leaves. There's another secret door. Or it looks like it might be. Notice none of it shows us stealing. This is me going, how far are they going to let me go? Or, I wonder what would happen if I did this. Oh, not there. Well, we can look, we just shouldn't touch. Not worth my life. Not by a long shot. There's nothing of interest here. That's the kitchen where we came up into the first time. Guards' quarters. Well, that wouldn't be very smart neither, would it? Booty. Presumably they don't care if we steal the Lord's stuff, i.e. the Lord of the Manor. But we ought not to touch theirs. There's a lesson here somewhere, I'm sure of it. Oh, won't we get our ratty asses out of this place? Excuse me. We can end our stream for tonight. Paladin of Baroth. we probably shouldn't go out the front door. I should just, what if one of his men sees us walking out the front door? Doesn't seem to me like that's our best option. Let's go out, back out through the sewer.
I'll have it in no time. The work of a moment. I'll see what I can do.
Nice.
The work of a moment.
I'm sure I'll fetch us some fine coin. Hoo da ha dee da ha da hoo da ha da hee. Da ha dee. Da ha da hoo. Da da da. Of the world and the world. So I have to go back into this thing somehow. It's like a freaking labyrinth. Look at that. That looks promising. That looks like where we came up at. Whoop. Swoop doop. We're off to the east.
All right then.
Okay, this is where we want to go back to. What the heck? What? And hope that we can swim back through. I'll pretend that we were never here. Pretty sure either way we go, Colts is going to be suspicious. Or angry. I'm disappointed. Does anyone have any idea who Molly U. Bailey is supposed to be? Okay. We need to do something with this place. It's a bit overgrown. But I'm seriously trusting this priest to bear off. The second game is kind of weird because the gods are postulating that they should be able to lead the humans to being able to live without them leading them anymore. You're like, what? So, did he tell us where to meet us? Where to meet him again? Let's go to the Easternwood because it's the next area over. Now, where were we supposed to meet Kolsk once we killed him? Oh, we should travel to his hidden encampment. Of course, that was obvious. Okay, Malgron's Fork. We know that place. Now we have a goal. So as I've said, this is actually the first time I've not killed Lord Redrick, but rather agreed to help him, because he is stark raving. But as I've said, the priest of Bareth has asked me not to do so. Ah! the helpful stranger, I'm glad you've come. Do you have news for us? Kohler's brows furrow. Strange. I have not heard word from the keep. Have you succeeded? Is Rhetoric dead? You lied to me. Lied to you? How have I deceived you? Klotz watches you for a moment before rash realization dawns on him. Ah, Rhetoric has filled your head with poison. He's no fool, nor would he miss an opportunity to turn my allies against me. Now, what is convincing, then? This final desperate effort of a man who saw standing before him an end to his years of cruelty? The whole of his family worshipping Aethos before the Saints' War, and now he strives to make up for their misplaced faith by shedding his mercy. Whatever he has told you, Rhetoric's crimes are real. He will go on murdering his own people, his family. What manner of lord is that? He lacks the honor of a mad dog. Okay, number 3. You're the honorless one. You're trying to use me to usurp his throne. I would have used you, yes, to save us all. Blah, 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 blah. Ah! Not yet. Get all head up. Let's knock him flat on his ass. I'll show us what the 12 of us. Feels like 12 of us. Oh, there's too many of us. We'll hit them. That looks good. Who's this? One down. Oh, he got out of there just in time, didn't he? Wunderbar, darling, einfach, fabelhaft. Okay, that's him down. Like I said, the 12 of us will take care of him. It feels like there's 12 of us. Oh, nice! Slice and dice. Killer. What? What? Such a strange. Ooh, now we get to pick through the loot. A fine saber. No, 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 no. And everything in there. And all that in there too. And that too. Shall we go back to Rhetoric this evening before we end our stream and see what's going to play out here? Like I said, the priest of Baroth asked us to he asked us to please not take Rhetoric out, but so we didn't. And now who da ha? Who da who? Who da he da? Oh. And I mean that wholeheartedly. And surely our addendum to our keep will be done presently, but I think it takes I think we had to rebuild. We had to rebuild the main keep because the Leaden Key forces destroyed it. And now we can go back through the front door. We don't have to crawl through the sewers. Let's see if Lord Rhetoric is inclined to keep his own promises, or if we're going to have to fight anyhow. Oh, good gad. Do y'all fancy this kind of a battle? The 5 of us against all of them? I'm just turning that however I feel like, aren't I? Oh, bloody hell. The 7 of them against the 2 of us. Kolska's dead and is uprising with him. Dead so swiftly. A peculiar smile forms on Redwick's face, his teeth bare in fierce triumph, or else in pain. Then you have succeeded where a great many have failed. Would that my captains were half so efficient. Gilded Vale owes you a debt, and you have removed the greatest obstacle to its restoration. And rid me of a persistent hornet in the process. I pay my debts. I have here a sword handed down within my family for generations. It is yours. It may serve you well in your future endeavors. Reddick gestures to a guardsman, and of course you will be paid. 500 copper? We should kill him too. Remember we killed the mayor of what's it called? Vale, what it's called in Baldur's Gate 2, and his wife. They only paid us 100 gold pieces. Now I would bury my wife and look to the future. We have a great deal of work to do before Gilded Vale is truly safe. You have my thanks. So, whoa, Defiance Bay we just gained a major positive with Defiance Bay. Tätisch nicht gedacht. Let's go talk to the priest. Roll quickly before we blow this popsicle stand. Oh, part 5. Excellent. The many faces of Baroth. This seems an excellent addition to any Barothian priest's collection. Wealth of information, eh? Okay. He really doesn't seem to have much more to say than that.
I'll see what I can do. The work of a moment.
Bogus. Nobody has any objections to us pilfering the place. Pilfering everything in the place. This place is practically a temple to Baroth in and of itself, isn't it? Ah, yes, that one belongs to me. Darn it, I accidentally... Yep, I did. I got your gift. I can't believe someone actually wrote down that kind of thing on parchment. I left something for you in the chapel. Be careful not to go digging in the wrong skull again. Oh, that was that pretty red stone we turned up, wasn't it? Well, let's save it because we're going to take the consequences of our decisions. whatever they may be. That is interesting. That Defiance Bay, pardon me, that Defiance Bay was in favor of keeping him in power is interesting to me. Well, that was some nice money. So I like to take my time and loot if I can. Unless I'm lawful good, which I'm not. I don't want to swim back out the sewers. I forgot that's where that goes. Bugger. So, because I need to go to bed. Morning comes too soon. And as y'all know, I have a morning stream. But I would really like to know if people would like me to move my stream to kind of make just one stream and move it to, like, I don't know, 5:30 European time. Which would be 11:30 in the evening, Eastern Standard. And the problem would be picking a game that we want to stream. And as I've said, if you're watching this, even as a past broadcast, if you like my content, follow me. And if you have something particular in mind, let me know what would be a good time and date and everything. I'm thinking we'll need to go back to Defiance Bay. We have a lot of stuff to do there. And then we went in the stream for this evening. We went over time. Okay, I think we're doing pretty well. So far as so far as our upkeep is involved. They will be there in 3 days, and our thing will take 3 days. So this 3 days and 3 hours. This is going to give us a +2 security. At the moment our security is 20 because we hired all the hirelings, that helped, and our prestige is 13. Okay, so when we do get extra people, they will sit at the stronghold. Let us save our game. Something sensible. So we will recognize approximately where we are. and we will quit for this evening. I thank you all very kindly for joining me this evening. Thank you. Thanks to all of you who do join me quite consistently. It is much appreciated. Yeah, I will see you in a few hours. And it is less than 8 hours now, when I have to get up at least. What do we have? It is now 8.5 hours from now when we will, or just almost 9 hours when I will be streaming again. I will be streaming the Evil Party in Baldur's Gate 2, and hope to see y'all there. Y'all take care until then. Bye.